Yep.
Hey guys, welcome back to. I always get this wrong, eh? Hey guys, welcome back to Inside YKTR. Sort of tapping into my mind and everything that's sort of going on with YKTR Sports. We've got a mad reaction off the back of the show, didn't we?
Yeah, it was good. I think it's similar to what I said at the start of last week's podcast. Sort of like the evolution of the vlog. It's like people used to find out what's happening with YKTR through the vlogs, and then podcasting is also a good opportunity for you to do the same thing.
Yeah, and it's just like we said, it's a lot easier. We can sit down, record this, and have this up in probably about an hour or 2 hours. So it's a lot more efficient than a vlog. We're still going to be going heavy onto the vlogs. We're about to drop one right now. But yeah, I'll sort of touch on a few things as we go along. So question number one.
This week you went and met up with the Patuder boys. How was that?
Yeah, I do you know what? I actually didn't even know his real name.
Was it Clancy?
No, that's not that. That's just their characters that they play. Yeah, yeah.
That's not even. Oh,
no, that's not their real. Yeah, so I didn't even know that. So like, I shook his hand and I met him at the pub at. Last week I saw him at the pub and he goes, "Oh, come have a chat with me." And obviously we're putting out this YKTR sports thing and sort of how it goes. But one of the ways that you make money in media is actually through advertising. So if you look at TV, if you look at radio, if you look at anything, there's always ads somewhere. And podcast is a new platform that's going to be, if it's not here already, it's definitely going to be here in the next 18, 20 months. And a lot of people are going to be making a lot of money off podcasts. So,
a lot of people do already.
Yeah, or do already. And that's a great point. But sort of got to meet their sales guy. So obviously there's the two boys, went to go check out their office. They've got a podcast studio. But what I actually didn't realize is they're sort of doing what we're doing. So they'll be the host company and then they'll have all the podcasts that run underneath it. So it was sort of good to have a conversation where like, oh, we're probably on the right track. We're doing the right things. But in saying that, we're not like none of us are really that great at sales. I'm not comfortable doing sales. I can sell through branding and marketing, but like sort of going out and sort of having I just feel slimy doing it.
Yeah, that's my background, but I get caught up doing everything else.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, probably it would have to be me because I feel like I can tell our story the best.
Of course.
Yeah. So, but then what we might be doing right now is getting their sales team linking up with us and then giving them a kickback. So I won't do a breakdown on how it runs, but they got the Hello Sports podcast, guys. So I didn't realize that. They got a few other ones. One of their best podcasts that they have underneath their platform is just mums. These two mums that sort of talk about reality TV and all that sort of stuff, and some of the numbers that they're doing, I was just sitting there going, "Fuck, wow!"
Yeah.
So
big market.
Yeah, big market, huge. And from another advertising standpoint, mum's always looking to buy shit. So it was really good to have that conversation. We're probably going to link up again in the next couple of weeks. But shout out to Archie, he's the bigger one. He's big, bro. He's like 6'5".
I think there was one of them walking around at the boxing when Scope and I was there. We were going to try and get him on camera, but we couldn't meet up in time. Yep. But yeah, massive, huge.
I will be getting him on the podcast. They've got a pretty cool story. It's funny when you have a coffee with him, he doesn't say too much, but you can tell he's always thinking of the next thing. And I was sort of bro, how the fuck do you come up with so much content?
What's the link back to Corey?
His uncle bought their pub in Patuder.
That's right.
Yeah, so they bought their pub. I don't think it's in Patuder, but yeah, it's pretty interesting. They've done really, really well at the back of it. They've got some really cool things moving forward. I won't give all their stuff away. I don't even know if it's meant to be public, but they're going to do some really cool stuff. Yeah. The other side of it, their sales guy, he's tight with the people up in Spotify Australia. So they used to come from a Nova background or something like that. Bro, it's a different world. Obviously we've come in through clothing and then we've moved into media where the people that they're business partners with, they've come from big radio backgrounds and they understand and they've built great relationships with advertisers. And apparently once you get to a certain point, it's like, say, Simi, for example, obviously 6 products or say that Blue Chew that they do on Logan Paul that gets you an erection. That type of stuff would be suitable, or Bumble, he's talking about Tinder. So it wouldn't make sense to place advertising on podcasts that aren't really relevant towards it. You know what I mean? Oh. It's like promoting KFC in the morning. No one's going to have fucking KFC in the morning unless you're hungover. So, but apparently they just give you here's a business that they want to sponsor your podcast, and when you get to a certain point, you're just like yes, no, yes, yes, no. So I'm really looking forward to extending that conversation, and yeah, hopefully get some money into the system for YKTR Sports because we need it.
Yeah. Next one that we had on the list was single man now, getting after it every morning. It looks like. How do you feel like it's transitioned for work-life balance and everything for you?
It's definitely a lot easier. So I broke up with my girlfriend like start of this year, and it was kind of in the pipeline for a while. It was nothing like scandalous or anything like that. Like we had a really great relationship and we broke up on good terms, and a lot of people have sort of been asking because she hasn't been in my content. Our relationship was always kind of private. So she hates camera, she hates Instagram, just a super low-key girl. But it got to the point where she was just sort of homesick. She went home after COVID, realized she missed her family and like her core group of friends. And up here, she loves her job and obviously loved being with like me and Mallow, but then she was sort of missing that other side.
So she was from South Australia for those listening.
Yeah, she's from Adelaide. So, and then she sort of come back one time and she's like, "Oh, would you ever move to Adelaide for me?" And I was thinking, probably wouldn't I? Because basically I'd have to give up everything that I've built here. Like I've spent my fucking last 4 years working my ass off to get to the point where I am, and YKTR needs to be in Sydney right now for obviously with the clothing side, but more so for the sports media side as well. And like I've got you relying on me now. I've got Natasha to look after, and Jackson's moving over. Like obviously got Simi and Scope, and then Chico and Normie like own the business. I can't just fucking like take off. Like this shit's on me. So I said no straight away, and then she kind of we're just sort of back and forth and sort of holding on. But I remember when I played football, I used to always say like I'm over 3. I used to always say it in my mind and always say like I'm over 40, like I want to start a business. I used to always say that, and I used to always get injured. And then at the same time, I was like, why the fuck am I why am I keep getting injured? And like I believe in the universe and all that sort of stuff. I read a lot of stuff about the Hermetic teachings and stuff, and it's just the universe giving me what I want. It was making me get injured, therefore I could read books. And like this past sort of couple months, I'm just like, fuck, I just want to get healthy and I want to build some cool fucking businesses. And maybe this is the universe's way of going like, oh shit, if you want to build to the level that you want to be, you're probably going to have to be single. You're going to have to be selfish with your time. And the guy who's moved in with me, Zane, who's like our main YKTR model, he's a PT. So in my mind, I'm going, fuck, I want to be healthy and I want to run cool fucking businesses, and being single allows to do that. So that's the positive out of it. It was a weird break, like really good breakup, if that's such a thing. Like we're still friends now. She looks after Mello here and there.
You said car for like a month.
Yeah. She gave me her car for a month when I didn't have a car. Like her parents are coming up this week, and I'll go say hello. Like, there's no like resentment there in any way, shape, or form. I think it's just two people that sort of just come to the end of the road, and we were sort of happy to move their separate ways. But like I said, bro, I feel like a lot more freer. Like I don't have to rush home anymore. I don't have to worry about like emotions and like girls and all that sort of stuff that they go through. I fucking get up at 4, go for a run, fucking go exercise, come to work, smash that out. But I'm in bed by like 8:39, and I think that's going to be my routine for the next fucking little while till I build something I'm proud of.
100%. Natasha, Dean Fare got signed to Catalans. So
yeah, I don't know if is that public yet.
Pretty sure I saw an article. I'll check. I might have to edit this.
Yeah, might have to edit.
But Natasha's moving across to France.
We'll just say
overseas.
We'll just say Natasha's leaving for a bit. Yeah. So Natasha, if you don't know who she is, she was pretty much the first person I ever sort of relied on. She probably knows this business better than anyone. She's like my PA. She does operations. She does customer service. So if you ever returned anything from YKTR, she's the person you got in contact with. And she just sort of come through last week and said she's moving. So obviously I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. She's been with me since day one. We'll try and do the long distance thing. Sounds like a relationship. We'll try and do the long distance thing, but like I always keep her on board in some way, shape or form, but then we might have to split up her role as well. So that's going to be like we've sort of lightly had the conversation, but obviously going to give her a couple months to see if it works. But when you're in a different time zone and you're trying to deal with customer service, like there's probably something I can't, like when I want customer service, I want it like yesterday, and everyone's the same as that. So it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. Yeah, she's like, when YKTR started and it was just me in the house, and she'd come over and help me pack for like $20 an hour. She just wanted to help me. She'd do it for free, but she just wanted to help me out. And then she's the one that's helped me moved into our first office. And like no one wanted to work for YKTR then, you know what I mean? And she helped me get this office. And I don't know, she's just kind of like the perfect balance for me. Like I always say, you're my right hand. She's more like the spine of the business. Like I'll be the face of it. You're my right hand. She's the spine. So whenever things have gone wrong, it's just me and her sorting it out. And like I'll be panicking. I'll be going, fuck, I need to be doing this. And then she'll calm me down. You know what I mean? Then I front the camera, all that sort of stuff. So it's going to, I don't know. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard.
Given the time and like there's probably things that she does that you're probably not aware of as well, like little intricate things that you'll probably only notice when she's not doing stuff.
And do you know what? Like working for me is like weird because like I go through obviously now, but like there's times like I'll have an idea. I'm like, oh fuck, I need everyone on board, and then other times I'm just like fucking cruisy. And obviously you understand my workflow now, but she understands me just as well. And then you two sort of joke about me, and I sort of love that dynamic. And Jackson's gonna have to learn that as well. And I'm trying to be better. But you guys fucking understand me really well. Yeah. So I don't know. What is it like to work? It's gotten better, definitely for sure.
Yeah. But Jackson and I always talk about it. It's like from like a football perspective, because we've come from the workforce, so we've understand like you've had a normal manager, you've had normal reporting lines and everything like that. Where here you still report to you and whatnot, but it's a lot different in terms of like you'll just be like, hey, what's this up to? And as opposed to like, all right, we're catching up here and going to talk about this then. More like a footy thing. So you've grown up playing footy, training here, break, another training session, and like that's exactly how we sort of work. When you sort of would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think we're very like, because I'm a morning person, so I think we're very morning dominant, and like we post a lot of our content in the morning, which probably isn't ideal, but like I work in spurts. Like I'll come in and I'll go, fuck, you've got me for 4 or 5 hours, let's crank as hard as we can, and then like later, and it's very, very sports. And you guys sort of come from like email backgrounds as well, where I'd rather just operate on WhatsApp. I think it's just quicker. So like even Jackson says, oh, like send me a list through email. I'm like, oh fuck that. Like I see emails as torture. So it's working. We're getting better. I think once Jackson gets here and like you two can probably help me plan a lot better, or we're having a Friday meeting today, which probably sets up a week a little bit better. I think those lists in the morning at 4 o'clock, that's what I think about now. So yeah, I don't know. Like I'm learning this thing on the go. I'm just trying to get better as well. So I don't know, it's good. We're going all right for what we're doing.
Yeah, it's like we always talk about it. Like as the business grows, you're gonna have to have those systems in place. So if I was to piss off, or Jackson, once he's been around for a bit, he was to piss off, it can be like a seamless transition. And at the moment, it's like, say with like Natasha, it's like we know you, we know how to operate. But then if something was to happen and it was like you'd have to like almost like start again with an employee, because we've just like, that's why I'm like the right hand guy, because I understand everything that you do.
Yeah.
In that sense, you get what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
So with Jackson coming over and like what you just said, talking about systems and stuff, like we can bring our knowledge of what we've done in our past lives into this, and it can only just make things better.
Yeah. And like planning, like I was talking to one of my mentors, and like just being planned, you just feel a lot more at ease. And like even now, like we'll drop on Wednesday, and like Tuesday night, like sometimes I don't even know what we're dropping. I'm like, what are we dropping tomorrow? You know what I mean? So once we forecast out, man, it's just going to be so much smoother. We can pump out more content, all that stuff that makes our brand valuable. Like I'm down for. So yeah, I'd never be an operations manager.
Yeah, even like yesterday, like taking the day off to just sit there and just purely video edit and do nothing else, because we've banked back 3 or 4 episodes of Simi's podcast. Now I feel like so much better that I don't have that lingering like, oh, I've got to edit that. Now they're all cut, they're all exported.
Editing's like it's not hard, but it's just
monotone.
Yeah,
it's like, especially like, yeah, it's just, I find it like I enjoy it. I do it and like put in the hard yards now while we need people to be able to edit like that. But yeah, it's just a very monotonous task, and like Simi's funny the first time. 4 episodes later,
yeah,
beauty.
And that's
it's funny.
And that's one of the things we sort of talked about. Like, so Jackson, like you've worked there for like a year and a bit, and then like, so I make so much fucking content, and you're in and around me all the time. Like, you kind of know what I'm going to say anyway. So Jackson's going to take over that role, and then whoever the next guy in, he'll take over. Like, because the things I say to you are the things I say on there, and like I know people get motivated by it, but when you're in and around it all the time, you just sort of know what's coming. You know what I mean? So you'll look after the boys, and then Jackson will look after me until the next guy comes in. Then we sort of just move everyone along a piece. So be good.
Next one is we've been pushing the subscribing on YouTube, almost at 20k. I think it's like 30 subscribers off hitting 30, but some people don't like us. Mellow, chill.
Hey.
30k, 30 people off hitting 20k subscribers on YouTube, so subscribe. But a lot of people don't like when people are asking, like, Think of a creator that doesn't.
Yeah, so like if you look at all the big creators and the ones we sort of focus on, like Logan Paul, first thing they do, like, guys, please like, please comment, please subscribe. We had a guy come through like a week ago, and like we were pressing the monetization tick on the ads.
Yeah.
We don't normally, a lot of our stuff has trademark stuff in it or swearing in it, like music and stuff, so you can't really monetize those videos, which we understand. But someone comes through and goes, stop asking for subs because you guys are just being money hungry now. And it's not even about being money hungry, because we looked at our monetization over the course of 4 years. Guess how much money we've made? As $860.
It's like $830. And that, to be honest, like I only started monetizing the videos maybe like November. Purely just to see like, okay, what is this YouTube revenue? We're getting decent views, like 10K video, not huge YouTube numbers, but just to see what, like how much YouTube revenue are we like leaving on the table. And it's like, we've turned it off now pretty much, but it's not even worth it for the...
Yeah, it's not like the amount of content we pump out. So we got like podcast shows, we got vlogs. We're trying to double that this year, you know what I mean? And like, we don't feel like asking for a subscriber is hard. Do you know why? It's like collecting an email. So when you collect emails, it allows you to market to your demographic for free. So we've got a big email database now. Obviously we collect emails whenever people buy off the back of us, but that's just purely because we can market to you guys for free. So maybe when you're saying you're a money hungry dog, maybe if we flipped it up, we're trying to save money instead of us like going, oh, let's put this on Instagram where the algorithm's not as great anymore, and let me fucking put a couple $100 behind it so you guys can see it. Once you like, once you comment, you subscribe, you become a part of that YouTube algorithm where we can market to you guys for free. And that's all it is. Like that's fully transparent. Like if we get our subscribers right up, we'll never monetize our videos because we monetize through clothes and we monetize through different avenues. There are going to start to be ad reads on our podcast. We can't just have like Jackson over here working or scoping that working for free. Like people need to get paid, and that's the way that we are going to do it. Membership program, like I've been teasing this, but I really want to build this out, and I think it's going to be a big part of everything that we do, which is going to be like super cheap to be a part of. You're going to have great experiences off the back of it, but it's just like that subscribe thing is just, we're just trying to get cheaper content out there. Same way you can post on Instagram, but once you're a business account, it's made to be paid for. Like that's why Mark Zuckerberg's a billionaire, because once it becomes business, you have to pay to get your content in front of people. Emails and YouTube are the way that you don't have to.
And like, it just means we can have better resources to do the videos, so you get higher quality content. The YouTube algorithm is phenomenal. Like just seeing like what videos get the most subscribers that were put out. Like you get more subscribers off one video than you would sometimes do off like a viral post on Instagram, off like the YKTR. Like some of those memes, you might get like 30 followers potentially on a good meme. On like a popular like Kyle Flanagan with Scope, that got like 130 or 140 subscribers. Like that's mad. And that they could be 100 new people that never seen YKTR before that then turn up next week and buy the new Kobe College shorts that are sitting right here. That it doesn't cost you anything to hear that. Like, you know what I mean?
And YouTube's a different platform. So if you think about, say, Instagram, you kind of get on there and you just kind of fall into the Venus flytrap. Like you walk past and it fucking snaps you up and you get in the vortex of just scrolling. Like to jump onto YouTube, a lot of people attach themselves to YouTube, to creators a lot, because you actually have to leave the platform. It doesn't sound hard, like just swiping up. And once you move from Instagram to YouTube, you're in a different mindset straight away. You're happy to watch long form content, where Instagram is just like quick. And you change your sort of mindset. So that's why people sort of attach themselves to YouTubers, and we're the same. Like I love the Bentley boys, obviously Logan Paul and all that. And I'll go out my way to jump onto a platform like YouTube to watch their stuff, because I'm invested in them, and I've been invested in them over time. And I've loved seeing Logan Paul's growth from Maverick Club to sort of changing the podcast studio to where they are right now, to fighting Floyd Mayweather. Mm-hmm. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to humanize this brand. So when you look back at YKTR episode number 1 and Corey's getting a $108 fine while we're getting a piccolo, like we're not like, you can see our journey. And then, yeah, that's the important part of what we're doing. The other side of it is because we want to throw music and we swear a lot. Like that's just who we are. YouTube doesn't stop that. But obviously when we go on Facebook, once you're on a business page, different than a group page, you only get in front of 1%. So if I keep putting my stuff on Facebook, I'm going to have to spend a whole lot of money to get it out to the same sort of numbers we can get it out in front of YouTube. And that's the game. I understand the game, and branding is an important part of it. But we are going to go back onto Facebook pretty soon.
Yeah, that was a funny story. I was telling you the other week. I was at a party, and a guy comes up to me and he was talking about like, oh, so you work at YKTR? That's sick. Oh, you in Parramatta? And he'd like, because we hadn't uploaded stuff on Facebook since pretty much around then, pretty much. Oh, you've done a fair bit, but that was like his place where he consumed all the YKTR content. So I thought that was quite funny. But yeah.
Yeah, we are the sort of YKTR mag. We've got, once Jackson gets here, that's going to be his job. So probably we're going to do a content partnership with a place called Up There store. They're a Melbourne kick. I got these shoes, these Yeezys from there as well. Subtle flex. But
I was wondering why you're putting the feet on the table.
Always put it up there. But I just had a chat to one of the owners there, and it's just going to be like a brand collaboration purely through content. Like we won't make any money off the back of that. It's just like we want to be a culturally relevant thing in Australia, YKTR. So, and kicks are a part of that. That's how 100%. I got into clothes. I used to have like 80, 90 pairs of kicks. Me and Louis Brown from Earl, we used to go out shoe shopping all the time. It's an important part of culture, shoes. So
100%.
And we want to cover it, and like even that, we're like they'll get more out of this than us because we'll be making all the content. But for us, we just want content as well.
Lastly, why we might be selling YKTR, you put it, but I think you meant part of YKTR.
Part of, yeah, so we're in a sort of position now where like none of us ever thought YKTR would be the point where what we hope for it, but like we're sitting here right now and we've got a guy who's a mentor of mine, and he's looking to sort of buy into part of YKTR. I don't know what the deal looks like. So the way it works is he goes, I love your brand, love your business. I can help you get from A to B. He's someone that I really, really trust. So I had to have the conversation with Chico and Normie, which was kind of tough because I like, it's a guy that they don't really know, but they know I trust him. And it's like, hey boys, this is what is happening. This is only the first conversation. This is potentially what could happen. We might have to give up equity. And it's that might have been hard for the boys to sort of comprehend because cause I'm in this every single day. So, and I'm probably at the point now I've got us to here. Like I probably need, like, I don't know. I don't really know how to get us to there. I can read fucking books on how the Rockefeller's done it. The Rockefeller book is scaling up, but I don't really know. Like I need mentorship, and most of all, we need capital. You can't scale profitably. Like it just doesn't work. And if you look at the history of any type of business, there has to be a cash injection from somewhere, and then we can keep it between us. But then it's like, oh, Corey, you're going to have to put up a house. Chico, let's put up your house as well. Like you have to have skin in the game somewhere. Oh, no, you don't want to do that? All right, cool. We're going to have to get a bank. Or the bank's going to go, oh, yeah, let's put up some house. All right, so I own 40, you two boys own 30. Let's raise $1 million. So I'll put in 400K, get me, Chico, get me. And, you know, that type of conversation becomes like a little bit harder because like, do the boys have that money? Do I have that money? Probably not. But it's an interesting process to go through. It's an exciting process to go through. It won't change anything that we do. He just wants to take control of certain parts of the area that I'm not really good at. And a lot of it's around planning, to be honest. But yeah, I think that's just our next evolution. If you look at me, like obviously I've got you here right now, but I've learned how to do everything on my own. I've designed every single piece of clothes on my own, obviously with the help of you now. And I've just grown like that. Like it's all sort of self-taught. Now we're at this point where I was like, fuck, I need some help. And I'm comfortable to admit it. I can sit here, look pretty, and Ice is the guy that built YKTR Sports, and he does the podcast and all that shit. He's the man. But I'm self-aware to know that like I need smarter cunts in and around me. Like I need great workers like you and Jackson to help build this up. But then I need someone at a higher level to go, fuck, no, tell me no. Because to be honest, bro, there's not many people around me, and it's going to sound fucking cocky as fuck. But if I went up to one of the boys, hey boys, let's start a business, let's start an alcohol brand, like. There's not too many people that are going to tell me no right now. And this mentor of mine, he says no straight away. Look me in the eye, I go, nah, that's not going to work. Why not? And he goes, because I've seen it before. And that's what experience is. Experiences is just seeing everything you've seen before, and you can just sort of see it. And that's why, like, when Simi come up to me and Scope come up to me, like, let's do this, I'm like, nah. Because I've been in this for 4 years making content. I was like, bro, it's just not going to work. Like, what about this? Like, you know what I mean? So it comes with time. Comes with knowledge, and yeah, I'm just at that point now. I'm self-aware to know that if you give yourself too much rope, you can hang yourself. And
well, you're meeting up with Pip Edwards in like 10 minutes. Like I'm sure she would have a very similar outlook. Like PE Nation, Pip Edwards Nation. That's her brand. She would have been a point in her life, and I'm pretty sure she spoke about it on the Ice Project that time. But where like she's got a huge team, she's got a massive office. Like she'd have what 50 employees at
30,
least.
30, yeah.
But-
and like, to be fair, when I walked in that office, I'm like, fuck, I don't want this. Like, this is too much people. And we talk about this off air. Like, I want, bro, give me fucking 5 of you and then fucking 4 Jacksons, bro. I could build something great. Like, I just need a couple guys, and I'd rather, instead of like, oh shit, let's get more money, Luke. Fuck, let's go hire someone else. I'd rather like give you more money, and give Jackson more money, give Justin more money. I just want a small team, and I don't think you need a big team, because I think that's just a power thing. Like, it's cool to walk in and go, oh, like all these guys work for me.
Like, they're a funny office. We were driving past the other day. They must have, because they're just around the corner as well. And I was with Scope. We just come back from lunch, and like, they're all at that crossing right near the super center. And there's a guy wearing like the Travis Scott dunks. They're all like fully fitted out, kitted. I'm like, yeah, they're all PE Nation, I bet. And then you just see PE on the side of the tights and whatnot.
But that's their business model, because a lot of it's wholesale. They're southern hemisphere. I think a lot of businesses get in trouble when we talk to the I Love Ugly guys, the Zane Rope guys a lot, when they try and get to America too early and too quick, and they think, oh, this is killing here, it's going to kill it over there, when you need a percentage of the population because they got 350 mil. But I just want to build something great here. And I've got some plans on, obviously, activewear that aligns off us. I'm talking to Jade about apps and stuff, which has been super interesting. I've got a million ideas, but I just want you can build a really fucking cool business in Australia and keep it here.
Well, lastly, not on the list, off the back of the ICE project for next week, I think once you meet Grace, like from what I read the article, so Grace Watkins, she's like she owns Click Management, and she was in the Financial Review in January for starting like a gaming thing in Australia, which is massive. And like in terms of like all the things that we're talking about with Patuder Advocate, I think like when I was reading into her last night, it'd be cool to hear her perspective on all that stuff, because that's what she does. She brings in brand deals for creators for her company and everything like that. So I think that'll be a really interesting podcast. It's not that rare where you just sort of bring someone in that you don't really know, like you wouldn't have done that many podcasts.
And
like
I think it's going to move that way forward. Like someone commented on YouTube the other day, it's like, ICE needs to step back and let Justin do all the football content. And which is like kind of true, and this is kind of what we've been going for, because as much as I love football, like me sitting down and doing the football chats ain't really like, that doesn't get me fucking firing. Like I'd rather sit on top of the business, point directions, like coming to work, branding, all that stuff gets me excited. But talking to business people is the thing that gets me excited. And I get more of a kick out of Justin getting recognized off the back of his content, and Simi getting recognized than I would ever would talking about football. And even though I can talk it well, it's just not really where my passions lie. And I reply to him, I say, bro, that's a great idea. And that's actually what we're trying to do. So, but yeah, I think with Grace coming in, that'll be exciting. It's the stuff that we're interested behind the scenes, and obviously we make a lot of sports content and stuff, but the business fucking, the content, the brand deals, bro, that's what we get a stiffy over.
So for the YouTubers out there, she looks after like Laserbeam and all the big Australian creators.
Esports, yeah. Is it all esports?
Esports and like variety gamers, so people that just stream on YouTube and things like that, or on Twitch. So
it's a massive space. Like some of the big YouTubers and some of the like merch deals, like I gave our supplier a merch deal and he goes, fuck, I've never seen anything like it. And it sort of changed his whole business model as well. So you look at big clothing brands in Australia, some of these YouTube creators are fucking pumping like that. Like people would consider us a big brand in Australia, which I don't think we are, but we're heading that way. But some of these YouTubers are fucking blowing our numbers out of the water, and it's not even fucking close.
So I think like if you go back and you look at the bio of the ICE project, you say something, it's about it's a project on yourself interviewing people in business to become better or something. Like that's paraphrased, but I think like trying to do that for more, and even like me looking around for more people like that to come on the ICE project, like incorporate that maybe like once, twice a week, send an email out to somebody, because we've rarely ever, you're just like, hey bro, you want to come on the pod?
Yeah.
As opposed to like I put together like a proper email and like made it sound like real formal, which it is. But
yeah.
I think moving forward, I reckon that'd be cool for the ICE project.
Lesson from today, better planning, eh?
Better planning. Let's go. Got
All
a
right,
plan.
guys. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. If you like the content, comment down below. This will be on both platforms, but we'll definitely keep rolling these out because they're fucking interesting.
Let's go.